This is Seewing. Is today's real estate housing market abnormal or abnormal? I'm going to start off this video by showing you a funny clip back in 1970. The movie named Young Frankenstein. Now, many of you are too young to watch this movie. However, maybe not. If you're maybe a young kid, age 5, 10 years old, whatever, your parents and yourself watch this movie. I think this movie is one of the most hilarious comedy in history. But it's just my opinion. Young Frankenstein by Mel Brooks. I watched this movie a number of times over the years as a young child and as an adult. And each time I watch it, it just cracks the heck out of me. This scene will resonate. It relates to real estate investing. Let me share my screen and go ahead and play you this 1 minute clip. Just watch. It's just absolutely hilarious.
Now, that brain that you gave me, was it Hans Delbrooks? No. Good. Would you mind telling me whose brain I did put in? And you would be angry. I will not be a Abby someone. Abby someone. Abby who? Abby normal. Abby normal. I'm almost sure that was the name. Are you saying that I put an abnormal brain into a 7.5 foot long, 54-inch wide?
All right. That's all you need to know right now. So you might want to play back this video and you're going to laugh your heart out. Young Frankenstein, starring Young Frankenstein, starring Dr. Frankenstein by the actor Gene Wilder, and the role of Igor, played by Marty Feldman. This is such a great movie. Of course, the director was the legendary Mel Brooks, and I watched many of the Mel Brooks movies. So what is got to do with real estate investing? Here it is, because real estate investing, as we all know, is going through not a normal housing market. We say normal housing market. Now, let me share with you what I mean by that. I'm going to use the Mortgage News Daily website to articulate why this is a abnormal housing market. All right. The housing market was going really fine for the past 10 to 13 years, and the housing prices were consistently increasing in value very steadily from 2010 after the real estate crash in 2008 all the way until 2019. As you can see, let's look at the left bottle, the mortgage rate, the all important mortgage interest rate, and that is pretty much the triggering point to determine the status of the housing market. So pre-pandemic, prior to, let's go over 2019. 2019, the mortgage rate was pretty good, 4.76% around January 2019. So fast forward into when the pandemic started around March of 2020, the mortgage rate was already 3.29%. Then, when COVID-19 and the pandemic was in full-fledged, Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve started to break the housing market. What I mean by that, we thought when the pandemic occurred, when the world came to a complete stop, we thought the housing market is going to crash back in March 2020. Yet, not only did not crash, it went completely into a different direction. Then, Federal Reserve, infinite, horrible governmental decision, Jerome Powell reduced the mortgage rate around 3.49%, and throughout the second half of 2020, at the peak of the pandemic, as you can see, let me fast forward. Look at the mortgage rate. May, June. Look at July of 2020, mortgage rate was 2.98%. You know what happened? So the housing market, the supply of inventory at around 1 month's supply of inventory, because we've been undersupplied of homes throughout the past 13 years. Builders were not building and what have you, whatever. So extreme low supply of inventory. And because the government is printing out free money to the tune of 3% mortgage rate, then we have seen tremendous pent-up demand of homes, causing and limited supply of homes nationwide that caused a tremendous bidding war and multiple offers. We're talking of homes were bid 20, 30, 40% above asking. There were as much as in certain cases, there were like 300 offers per house in certain markets, such as Austin, Texas, Boise, Idaho, Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas, and whatever. And those boom times, right? Those boom times. And even in California, prices were skyrocketing because of these reasons. And then, and then home prices skyrocketed. Look at 2021. Now that is the amazing. Let's fast forward on this chart here. And when we started 2021, January, which we were 2.79%, talking a prehistoric or record low rate or mortgage that allow such high affordability. So everybody and brothers started to buy homes, giving the remote investing, giving this whatever. It just homes were skyrocketing 30, 40, even 50% within 2021 alone in some markets. So let's go over 2021 and the housing frenzy occurred the entire year 2021 when mortgage rate were around 3%, as you can see. Then let's fast forward into 2022. The beginning of 2022 last year still were around 3.55%. Still the frenzy is going on. Then because of FOMO, fear of missing out, when the mortgage rate was steadily increasing during the first quarter and second quarter of last year, 2022, the mortgage rate went from 3% to 4%. Then people were trying to buy houses. The mortgage rate had risen to around 5%, as you can see, April 2020. Then all hell broke loose during the last summer, up here in June 29, 2022, the mortgage rate was at 5.84%. So things are getting scary. The final tier of multiple offers and bidding will occur at that time. The Federal Reserve to tame inflation in order to stop rampant housing prices and whatever, because inflation is at a historical high. So Federal Reserve, they changed the mortgage rate too late. They should have raised the mortgage rate during the latter part of 2021. They delayed it too long. Not only that, the psychological aspect of the housing market is such that when the Federal Reserve raised the mortgage rate percent steadily into the second quarter and third quarter of 2022 to 6.25%, then all the way to 7.1% at the peak of the mortgage rate, October 26, 2022, the demand abruptly went down because a lot of people cannot afford to get a home, and a 7.16% mortgage. The psychological skyrocketing effects really caught a lot of people by surprise, and that caused chaos, and people couldn't handle the sudden rise of the mortgage rates. And then we have seen somewhat of a housing correction through the second, especially the third quarter, November, when the mortgage rate was 7% of last year. Then from November all the way for the remainder of the year, demand has subsided drastically, and there are some markets in the country, especially the western region of the U.S., past prices was decreasing. There was more supply than demand. Yeah, you have a lot of news observations, and especially those crash bros, crash porn YouTubers out there. They are making a whole bunch of crash videos and getting maximum amount of clickbait and getting subscribers, and yet they are putting misinformation. So everybody calling for a crash to occur late last year, and evidently, sorry guys, sorry, the crash, corn bros out there, crash did not happen. They were like at the worst, the Western region, the last 4 months of last year, during that period, home prices were corrected to maybe 10% or maybe 11, 12% in certain market like in California and all the boom and bust towns, as I mentioned. Then, of course, at the beginning of this year, now, new normal, new abnormal, the consumers out there, although the home affordability is at a 40-year low as a result of the skyrocketing home prices and high mortgage rate, that put a lot of potential consumers on the sidelines. Yes, I get that demand have subsided drastically over the past 6 and 7 months. However, the new normal is such that beginning January this year, we have seen a rebound. We have seen, in my opinion, a bottom up of the housing market. And since the people that refinance and bought homes in 2021, they locked in the mortgage rate at 3%. And since the current mortgage rate is about 7%, have a lock-in effect. They're not selling. So as a result, now we're seeing since February, tremendous lack of home supply inventory, virtually no inventory, and the pent-up demand is still fairly high, even at 7% mortgage rate. We have seen home prices rebounded the first 6 months of 2023 around double-digit skyrocketing home prices this year, 2023, in many markets. We're all the way up right now. We're all the way up in 2023. As you can see, today's mortgage rate, the mortgage rate is now 7.14% according to Mortgage News Daily. However, year over year, last year, July, the mortgage rate at that time last year was 5.73%. We have 1.41% higher mortgage rate today as opposed to last July. So still we're seeing bidding wars and multiple offers throughout many markets, especially medium, lower entry-level homes in the markets. Not as crazy as 2021. We will never get back to 2021 level. So this is a really interesting, abnormal market. Now we're seeing very low supply of inventory, and I do not believe things can change that much. I believe the inventory level will continue to be very low for the foreseeable future, and that's how's helping the market to stabilize. And I do not see any kind of housing crash scenario moving forward. These are all basically economics 101, still pent-up demand right now, and very low supply that will put upward pressure of home prices. No one has a crystal ball in the future, but nevertheless, a lot of people in the past few years, including the so-called experts, were wrong. The YouTubers who preach these crash porn videos, the crash bros, they were definitely wrong. So again, that's either here or there. However, moving forward, very interesting. I'm trying to say is based on the video Young Frankenstein, right? Young Frankenstein is pretty much in the picture that we go through some very challenging market. But let me assure you, the economy is not melting. The housing market is not melting. There's really no doom and gloom. Yes, for negative headlines is the way it is. We are subject to these very doom and gloom negative headlines out there. If you're a smart home buyer, you're a smart risk investor, do your own research. Do not be gullible to allow these negative headlines to affect you. Yes, we'll go through some challenging housing situation, but long term, in my belief, going to be fine. Economics 101 will continue to have a pent-up demand, even at this current mortgage rate environment, and very low supply of homes for a long time to come, actually. So this is a stabilizing market for the rest of this year. If next year and beyond, the mortgage rate continue to steadily come down as the Fed's fight to reduce the inflation level is somewhat succeeding so far, albeit slowly. But again, it's not doom and gloom. Yes, this is a unique normal housing market has clearly stated by this movie, Young Frankenstein. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the content of my parent. Very down to earth housing information. With that said, if you see value in this video, please smash the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, visit my website below and drop your email into the form to subscribe to our free newsletter so you can be part of our real estate investors community of several thousand free members. Every week, you will receive free email in your inbox that we can go over all aspects of real estate investing. If you are an experienced or newbie mom and pop small risk investors, wherever you're watching in the country, you can benefit and become a free member of our organization because we help investors to invest out of state. This is our specialty. We have a network of turnkey providers. We have professional property management who does everything for you. We have turnkey off-market properties, very good, affordable, fast-moving, top market in the country. We cash flow with 25% down payment and remote efficiently, passively, almost passively, and remotely wherever you're located. You can scale your portfolio and achieve long-term generational wealth using our methodology. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this unique creativity, I believe, creative way that I'm trying to produce my videos. Again, please invite into my channel. I need to grow my channel way beyond what's happening right now. All right. Thank you so much for seeing me. And thank you so much. Have a nice day. I'll see you in the next video on a weekly basis. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.